only have one girl. It's only one girl for me. It's only one girl for me. One girl, one in Barbados, one in Trinidad, one in Jamaica. One girl, one in St. Vincent, one in Grenada, one in Antigua. One girl, one girl for me. One girl, that's good enough for me. One girl is all I need. Hold on, to satisfy my needs. A different, all of my friends got this girl, but not me at all.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997.
We're back with more talk time here on Activated Mornings with Roleza and Dianna. And right now with Kingsley DeFrietas, because we have Kingsley on the line to give us his commentary. Good morning, Kingsley.
Yeah, good morning. Everything is going okay. I was fortunate to be invited to a workshop yesterday, a tourism workshop. So they wanted to inform and enlighten persons who are involved in the tourism industry or the sector, whatever it is referred to. And I went there. I felt like an old man there because I think I was the oldest person there. But I was impressed with the age group of the participants that took part in the workshop yesterday. And I saw young people as far as North Leeward. And I say it's a good sign to see that young people are getting involved in the tourism industry directly and indirectly. And when I used to hear people say the tourism industry is an important sector of our life, although I'm involved since 1983, I used to ask myself, do they really get it right? But yesterday I was impressed. And I used my experience yesterday to piggyback on what was said by most of the young people. And from listening to them, they seem to know the importance. They know how fragile this industry is. They are aware that they have to make an extra effort to sustain this tourism development that is taking place. And I want to commend the former Minister of Tourism, former CEO of the Tourism Authority, Green Beach, because he was the person when he had those two offices. And most people wouldn't know that when he was Minister of Tourism, more people came to St. Vincent and the Grenadines when he was the Minister of Tourism. Some people will say, oh, that information is true. Really, but he did a good job. On the surface, he did a good job, but we had more intimacy in terms of people coming to St. Vincent and Grenadines when Glen Beach started as tourism minister and when he served as CEO. So I just called to commend these persons who participated in the workshop yesterday. And I was quite impressed that the Minister of Tourism and the ministry is making that extra effort to see that the institutions who are involved in the tourism product are being asked to share their expertise, gather some experience, and they were told how important this industry is. So I actually felt good yesterday being there. I mean, it was time consuming, but it in the long run, it's worth it. And that's my answer today. Now, have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you, Kingsley. Enjoy the rest of your day, too. Okay, that was Kingsley DeFrietas who gave us his commentary there, and he was speaking about a tourism workshop that he attended, giving his commendations to the attendees and speaking on some things around tourism as well. Well, I would like to join with Kingsley in commending the persons who attended the workshop as well. Seems that there were quite a bit of young or younger persons there. So commendations to them, as long as they were there and they took in the information and they understand the importance of whatever information was given to them. They understand the importance of what they do in the tourism industry, then yeah. And one of the things that I hope is that they would take the information, everybody who was in attendance would take the information outside of the workshop. Because, you know, sometimes you listen in the workshop, you get the information, you acknowledge the information there, but then you leave and you kind of don't put it into practice. You just go back to what you were doing before, or you let somebody else tell you, nah, you don't have to do it like that. Don't bother with them, do it this way. You know, let's hope that once you receive some good information that you will take it in and put it into practice.
All right, so we have a caller. I would give my thoughts directly after. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Mason.
How are you both?
We're all right. You? How are you feeling this morning?
I was under the weather for I had nine days of misery. Honest. I took all sorts. I don't know. I took all different types of medication. I don't know which one great me. But I make sure I can on whatever medication which those lovely devices. Right? So at least they help me to pull through.
Okay.
So just thought to let you know I'm not too bad. I'm not on all cylinders. I'm not fully throttled, but I'm getting there.
Okay. All right. Thanks
Right,
for updating us. And when you call on Friday, we would figure out whether or not you're back to regular programming. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks very much indeed.
Okay. Have a good one, Mr. Mason.
Okay, all the best.
To you too. Thank you. All right, so just to give my thoughts with regards to what Kingsley mentioned. Yes, there are a lot of younger persons involved in the tourism hospitality sector, right? One of the observations that I've made is, I suppose maybe the past thought was that persons who, am I going to finish speaking today? It's fine though. All right. Hi, caller. Good morning. What happened there? Okay. Right. In the past, I think that many persons thought that those who got involved in the tourism hospitality sector may not be persons who were, let's say, academically inclined, right? Mm-hmm. They may have thought that persons who got into jobs such as driving taxis or tour operators, may not have done so well in formal education, which is why they opted to take part in this particular sector, right? Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I've actually observed is there are people who are leaving with their degrees, with their comfortable 9-to-5 jobs, with their comfortable assured salary at the end of the month, and they are leaving to join this particular industry. And while it is that I know it can be a challenge, because when you are self-employed, you don't always know how much money you're getting by the end of the month, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's so volatile in that sense. But one of the things that I've noticed is that many persons are now transitioning into doing what they actually love to do. And many of these persons love being involved in the tourism industry. Mm-hmm. Many of these persons enjoy having their own businesses, yes, even with all of the challenges and with all the headaches and all the uncertainty and all the anxiety that it brings. They're actually channeling their energies into something that they actually love. And I think this is one of the things that we actually need to give hats off to those persons who are making their contributions in their own unique way to building our tourism product, to building the tourism industry, right? Because there are a few persons who come to mind who I know they left their nice cushy jobs, but they have gone into this area. One of the other things as well, too, with the younger persons being involved in the tourism industry, with the tourism sector, whether they are tour guides, whether they are, I don't know, opening restaurants, whatever it is that they are doing. One of the things, too, is that we have to look at the fact that they, too, are helping to promote SVG because many of them are involved in social media. Many of them have their businesses, let's say on Instagram, on Facebook, well, most of Instagram, because you have a bigger audience or you are able to have that platform where the information goes out a little bit wider for most of the younger folks, right? So when they do their postings with other individuals or persons using the algorithms, they end up showing up, and persons, whether regionally, internationally, come across these businesses. It's helping to give the push that St. Vincent and the Grenadines needs. Now, the thing of it is that not many persons tend to think that marketing is only left up to Tourism Authority. Well, Tourism Authority under the Ministry of Tourism, but all of us play a role in pushing tourism, in promoting SVG. And even with many of these businesses, the younger persons who are involved in it, they are doing their part to help to push the name of St. Vincent and the Grenadines just a little bit further. And, I really just have to give commendations to many of them because it isn't easy. In a way, it is also seasonal, but they too are doing their part. So, yeah.
To add to what you say about each of us doing our part in pushing tourism, every time you interact with somebody who is not a Vincentian, you're leaving them with a particular impression of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vincentians, just by way of interaction. Yeah. And one of the things that I want us to do, as much as I am grateful for all that is happening, pushing our country, I hope that we will, keep certain things in mind, make sure that we keep our country. We don't basically do too much that is going to bring harm to our country, because in some cases you push tourism so much that it starts to damage the country, the natural environment of the country. So I hope that we're definitely taking those things into consideration. Some countries have had to close beaches because it's been damaged by tourism and things like that. I don't want us to ever get to that point. So I hope that we keep those things in mind.
Mass tourism.
Yeah,
that is also one of the things where when we get our name out there so much, because I heard persons also talking about wanting more cruise ships to come in. Like they look at certain islands and they may have like 3-4 cruise ships docked on one particular day, 3, 4, 5 docks on one particular day. But we also too, while it is that it would look good for the stats, it would be good for the tour operators and the tour guides, we also have to remember that it's going to add to congestion, right? Yeah. And even for us as locals, we already have an issue when it's just us alone, right? When it's just us alone, much less to when we have a significant influx of persons, right? So not just the infrastructure with the roads, etc., but, even let's say our medical facilities, can we, if needs be, have facilities available to be able to take care of in the event, God forbid something major should happen, but in the event that something does happen. Another thing too that I really want to touch on, because it's something that has been annoying me for a couple of days now. And I suppose I'm not sure if it's because it's annoying me why I'm seeing it, like when you start to get annoyed with something, every time you say it, it comes to your mind more frequently, but it's the littering, right? And there are times when I really just want to open my mouth and pull up people, but it's not every day in for cussing, right? It's not every day in for it. But the thing of it is that I still do not understand big people in this day and age. How it is, you would see, let's say an area that is filled with grass, and the first thing that you're going to do is to throw your garbage there. There is somebody I realize who is getting a lot of clout on social media. He visited SVG, and I don't know what his intentions were, but he has started to rub some people the wrong way in terms of the comments that he has made about the country. And one of the things that he said is about the littering, right? Now, one of the videos that was shown in terms of him talking about the littering, I'm not sure if it was actually litter, if it was like seaweed that had washed up, but maybe garbage is also a part of it, right? But the thing of it is that it should not take somebody coming to our country to point these things out to us.
Exactly.
Where is our pride, right? Where is the pride that we have for our nation? Where is the pride that we have for our environment? When you talk about Kingston and when it rains heavily and the gutters and the drains are blocked, why are they blocked?
Exactly.
You know, so is these little things, and I just don't understand. Like yesterday, I observed a lady. She was right outside the Central Market there, side opposite courthouse. Now, if she's sitting down there today or wherever, but she went to open a box juice for her child, and I think the child had finished drinking. She took the straw, she just put it underneath something underneath a van that was packed, and I'm there like,
what we do.
I just, you know, but.
I was past it just last week. I think I was making the observation of, you know, some businesses would have some plans to beautify their places, and I saw some, you know, receipts in there and all sorts of pieces of paper because it was by the bank, and I'm thinking, why would you, an adult, watch a flower pot? You know, a flower pot. You see flowers and you see a plant in it, and you think, oh, let me just throw my garbage right here. Why would you want to throw that when you know the purpose? People are putting the plants there, you know, to beautify the place, you know, to add some nature to the environment. Of all places, why would you watch the plant and go, oh, nice garbage bin? You know, think. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Roleza.
Them little things that send up my pressure. I calming down, folks. I calming down.
Yeah. They say count to 10. Count to 10 slowly, not fast. All right. Well, it's now 8 o'clock on the dot, and it's quickly approaching 8:01. So we are going to head out of this talk segment now because we have a foreign policy to bring to you, as well as our interview with Mr. Fitz Bramble. So stay tuned. 8:01 now, and our time check was brought to you by the New Haven Funeral Home.
Death